Trevor Noah. I watched Trevor's last show. Uh, somewhere at least, I can tell which side Trevor and his show stands on. The virus and vaccine. Um, but I want to speak on something else. Trevor gives his opinion on who we or anyone should seek out if we have a problem. Trevor's dad is white, and even if around, his dad couldn't answer a legit question a black man or a black kid could have. How do I be a black man? So I get his perspective. Trevor's mom, who was black, therefore no relationship with a black man will ever be on the level of one of Trevor's parents. So Trevor's is speaking from his past experiences, which are grounded in experience of wisdom or knowledge from a black woman, and I too. I never met either one of my grandfathers. I knew both of my grandmothers, and they were powerful women that had some aspects that maybe only black women have. Well, I just know this, that my grandmothers didn't play, and they were both God-fearing church women. You stayed at my grandmother's house on a Sunday, either one of them, you went to church. You went to a different church, but you went to church. So I know this perspective and negative roles are essential to anyone's, good ones and bad ones, to anyone's upbringing. The absence of black man in Trevor's life can easily explain his compassionate plea to place a black woman, in or over the leadership role of a black man. As Trevor says, and I agree, you must understand the context of a situation, and I'm speaking on that Trevor's parents didn't include a positive black male role model for him to draw from that would, have more influence than his mother or other black women in his life. Most of the positive people in my life are black women. I have some black men in my life, but there's mostly negative, but good and bad. I'm thankful for the experiences they taught me. I'll put it that way, but they weren't all positive. Therefore, I can understand the context of what Trevor is saying. But now, I would take his words and our advice as what Trevor is genuinely comparing based on his experiences between a white man, his father, and a black woman, his mother, his aunts, or other black women in Trevor's life. If a white man offered his advice and a black man offered, her advice, I'd want to know their education level next. But according to Trevor, one should take the advice of the black woman or mom over the advice of the white man, dad. But if he's not present, then he doesn't have a real point of reference for the understanding of even that dad, him being white. So even if Trevor had access to the excellent advice, or say a black male Einstein, his advice would rank, or wouldn't rank, his advice wouldn't rank above Trevor's parents. Or if he did, and if it didn't, we would understand the bias that, would be present, because no one, is going to take the place of your parents, no matter who they are, no matter what color they are, black or white. Your parents are your parents. They're going to have more of an influence over you than anybody else on the planet. So therefore, I've come to determine or argue that the black male Einstein advice isn't a part of this discussion. I would then argue Trevor doesn't have a good point of reference to speak on the advice of, say, a black male Einstein. Should there be some, I'm sure there are, that would have to offer, that would require knowing and understanding things from a black man's point of view and or perspective as a father. Now I'm going to move on and transition, this subject in conversation to another theory I have for the new interest in black women. This theory is one of several which always plays a part of those who have the power to present an agenda. Now, unfortunately, we only get one father and mother. There are only a few exceptions to this rule, and that was recently made up. See, black moms have a value that most dads rarely have due to supply and demand. Black moms can help pay the rent for a month. The mailman would be happy for the year if he got a Christmas bonus from mom. Maybe in some cases from dad, but mostly from mom. He could leave a 9-month package, and mom wouldn't say a word to dad. Mom's new boss comes over and leaves a 9-month package, but dad still wants to work it out. Mom gets drunk at the Christmas party that dad was too embarrassed to attend. Never did find the panties that mom wore that night. Mom went to a party while engaged to dad when she was younger, and woke up 3 days later, no longer a virgin. That kind of thing can happen to a girl who just wants to have fun at a young age. Free-loving, great girls enjoy themselves, but now it's gotten a lot dangerous, and you got predators that will, take your daughter and abuse her. So we have to be a little bit more cautious and protective, which is kind of concerning, because then they'll say you're controlling. What do we do as fathers? Do we listen to the mom, which is what Trevor is saying, or do we listen to the protective dad that Trevor probably does not know, like myself? Tell me what you think. Like, comment, share, follow, or subscribe. Thank you for your time.